Today, we're diving into what decades of research tell us about one of the most effective ways to raise a child. We're talking about the authoritative parenting style.
It's the question pretty much every parent asks themselves at some point. We all want our kids to grow up to be confident, happy, well-adjusted people. But what's the secret? How do you actually get there?
Well, while it can feel totally overwhelming, a whole lot of psychological research actually points to a pretty clear framework. And it all begins with understanding your own parenting style.
To really get a handle on these different styles, we need to go back to the beginning. See, this isn't just about someone's opinion or a passing trend. It's all grounded in some really foundational research in psychology.
So the story really kicks off back in 1966. A psychologist named Diana Baumrind was the first to identify these distinct approaches to parenting. Her work was a huge deal, and it launched decades of research all over the world. That work has been studied and refined, leading us to the 3 dominant styles that are widely recognized today.
Okay, so what exactly are these 3 dominant styles that came out of all that research? Let's break them down.
Now, on the surface, 2 of these can seem really similar. I mean, both authoritative and permissive parents are warm, they're nurturing, but there is one absolutely crucial difference. Authoritative parents set firm limits and they take the time to explain the rules. Permissive parents, on the other hand, tend not to.
And right here, you can see a really clear line connecting the parenting approach to the long-term outcomes for the child. That authoritative style, the one with both warmth and boundaries, is linked to kids who are friendly, self-reliant, and achievement-oriented. But look at the contrast. The permissive style often lines up with impulsiveness, and the uninvolved style can unfortunately lead to low self-esteem.
So, given those outcomes, the research really points to one style as being especially effective. Let's zoom in and take a much closer look at that authoritative approach.
So what does authoritative parenting really mean? Well, think of it as a balance. You're nurturing, you're responsive, you're supportive, but you're also setting firm limits. The real key, though, is how you guide behavior. It's not about just barking orders. It's about explaining, discussing, and reasoning. You're actually listening to your child's point of view, even if you don't agree with it. It's a conversation, not a dictatorship.
And the results? Well, they speak for themselves. The research shows over and over again that kids raised this way tend to be more than just good. They're often energetic, cheerful, self-reliant, curious, cooperative, all the things we hope for.
And this isn't some idea that only works in one culture or one country. No, we're talking about extensive global research here, all confirming that this approach is a powerful philosophical foundation for parenting. It's more of a guiding star than a rigid rulebook.
Okay, so the theory is solid. The research is compelling. But what does this actually look like day to day? Let's talk about how to turn this whole philosophy into something you can actually do. The magic of this approach is really in balancing 4 key elements. It all starts with listening, giving that emotional support. Then you balance that with high, but still realistic expectations. After that, you add structure with clear limits and boundaries. And the final piece of the puzzle is reason. You explain the why behind it all. It's not about just doing one of these. It's the combination of all 4 that really works. So as we start to wrap this up, what's the big idea here? What's the main thing you should walk away with? I think this quote from the research really just nails it. This isn't a strict manual with a checklist of do's and don'ts. It's about having a core philosophy, a foundation that can guide all of your parenting activities. At the end of the day, the goal of authoritative parenting isn't just about getting kids to obey. It's about building a strong relationship, one that's based on mutual respect and understanding, where rules make sense because they're part of a loving and supportive structure.
So I'll leave you with this final question to chew on. When you think about your own approach, are you working from a consistent philosophy, or are you just reacting with a set of rules? Thinking about that could make all the difference.